Nelson, the director of NASA, just suggested that the Nimitz incident was actually an alien encounter. This is huge and it has broad implications. Get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. Please hit like, please subscribe, share on social media, and as I'm going through the story, please comment below and let me know what you think. Also, please consider supporting the channel by becoming a channel member. This will allow me to spend more time on the channel and make these videos as strong as I can make them. See the first line in the description below, or you can simply leave a tip in the tip jar with the super thanks feature right next to the thumbs up button. Okay, so Bill Nelson and NASA, this is really interesting. Recently, NASA has opened an inquiry into the nature of UFOs in U.A.P. So what does that mean? I had originally thought that it was all a smokescreen, it was all BS, because NASA has been covering this stuff up for decades. They have been part and parcel of the control group's cover-up. They've been airbrushing stuff, they've been blurring stuff, they've been editing videos. They, God knows, what they have told or instructed the astronauts that have seen things. Have they threatened them? Who knows? But from my research, and if your research has led you to somewhere else, then please let me know in the comments below. But my research has led me to believe that NASA has been covering this stuff up for years. So when they announced a new project to look into the nature of UFOs and U.A.P., I assumed it was all BS. It was all a continuation of the cover-up. It was all like Project Blue Book, where they pretended to look into UFOs, but really they were there to debunk UFOs and to debunk the idea that there was alien or non-human visitation here on Earth. So here is what Bill Nelson had to say.
Now, I know what you've seen is what those Navy pilots saw in 2004, and there have been some 300 sightings since then. And I've talked to those pilots, and they know they saw something, and their radars locked onto it. And then all of a sudden it was here on the surface, and then it's there. And they don't know what it is, and we don't know what it is. We hope it's not an adversary here on Earth that has that kind of technology. But it's something. And so this is a mission that we're constantly looking. Who is out there? Who are we? How did we get here? How did we become as we are? How did we develop? How did we civilize? And are those same conditions out there in a universe that has billions of other suns in billions of other galaxies? It's so large, I can't conceive it.
It was suggested to me by many different people. They did want your comment on what you think the fighter pilot saw. I think most people saw that 60 Minutes piece, and there were a lot of newspaper pieces about whether or not it was Russia or China, or perhaps more likely some extraterrestrial intelligent beings. What is your theory? You've heard a lot of options. Which one do you think is the most credible, if you can choose?
My personal opinion is that the universe is so big, and now there are even theories that there might be other universes. And if that's the case, who am I to say that planet Earth is the only location of a life form that is civilized and organized like ours?
Isn't that fascinating? So we have Bill Nelson strongly suggesting that the Nimitz incident was of non-human origin. He says, oh, it's a vast universe. There's all these billions of, stuff out there. There's different universes. He even went there. There's different universes. So he was really not afraid to lay it all on the line there. That's what he said when asked about this stuff. So he strongly suggested that the Nimitz incident in 2004 with Commander Dave Fravor, etc., was of non-human origin, that the Tic-Tac was of non-human origin. He also said some interesting stuff, something about the nature and the origins of humanity. I found that really intriguing. He went on to say something about how maybe life evolved similarly on other worlds, but before he added that second part, it strongly sounded like he was hinting that he believed there could be a non-human origin for human origins. That maybe the beings helped life evolve on Earth, particularly with humans, which is something that you hear a lot among experiencer accounts. Aliens or non-humans often tell abductees or contactees that, yeah, we created you guys, or we helped you guys along. That is a common narrative. What gives me pause in accepting any of those narratives are, well, A, it's hard to independently verify any of these, but also B, there's separate narratives. The aliens or non-humans, the beings, they will tell different people different things. So we get different narratives, on different topics, like why they are here, where did they come from, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They will give different answers to different people on these topics. So if they're lying, there's no consistency in the lie. The lies are not directed very well. So that is an interesting wrinkle in all of this. But anyway, there is a long-standing, idea that maybe aliens created man, and in his first part of that answer, he seemed to be suggesting that, and then he diffused that by saying, well, their life could have evolved in other worlds similarly, I can't say that word, similarly, I did it, I knew I could do it. Anyway, so I thought that was interesting. I wasn't sure if he meant to imply anything more than that alien life could evolve in other worlds, but it did seem to me like he might be suggesting that. But at any rate, he did strongly suggest that he believes that non-humans are here, and that some of these UFO/U.A.P. encounters are of non-human origin. So that is huge. That has huge implications for the nature of the NASA study looking into this stuff. And I've talked about this before. I made a video a few weeks about it. I was very unimpressed by the panel of experts that NASA had assembled to do this sort of thing, because it's just the typical mainstream sort of people that you would expect to be involved in a NASA endeavor of this type. You didn't see any Gary Nolans on there, for example. So, which to me was telling. But maybe I reached a decision too soon on that. Maybe that was a snap decision. And actually, they are sincerely trying to get to the bottom of all this. Those are what Bill Nelson's comments lead me to believe. It would be amazing if we could actually get NASA involved in trying to figure this stuff out instead of covering up for it. Which leads me to the next point. If Bill Nelson is actively trying to understand the phenomenon, and his new project is actually going to further that agenda, how in the world is that how is that agenda going to interact with the agenda in place at NASA these many years? The control group, whatever they are, whatever tentacles they have in NASA, whoever has been covering this stuff up all this time, are they going to be opposed to Bill Nelson in this new project? Are they going to try to sabotage them or influence them or bully them or pressure them? It'll be very interesting to see how all of that shakes out. But that's just me. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. Please smash the subscribe button and hit the bell so you don't miss a single video. Please join me on social media. There's Facebook and Twitter links below. And please, if you enjoy these videos, please consider supporting the channel by becoming a channel member. See the first line in the description below, and there's 2 tiers of membership to receive exclusive access in videos. Until next time, this is Jack with Cosmic Road.